What's going on, guys? We are live. This is the Gold Division. What's going on, Jim? How you doing? This is the Gold Division. We are here in Bahrain. The clouds are setting. The night is upon us. The floodlights are lit up, and we are about to go racing. And I am very happy because we do have a lot of drivers. We're just waiting on one drive. We've got Jeremy in. 1 minute, we might have too many drivers here. We need to leave space for XD Paco. How do we end up with too many drivers? Sorry guys. So yeah, we need to leave one space. So if Reese joins, so if Reese joins, Jeremy's in. Somebody took Jeremy's Williams seat, but that was my fault because he'd not joined, and I just said everybody just get whatever seat. So Jeremy, pick another seat. I'll just put you back in the Williams in the standings, mate. So just pick whichever seat. Just leave one Red Bull seat for XD Paco. Reese can join, and then obviously leave the seat for XD Paco to join as well. Wow. Okay. Here we go. This is it. We are back. Big shout out to the guys at MSC tonight as well. Shane Boland and Jonathan. Big up them too. I don't know how to pronounce the surname, but I'm going to try. I say Jonathan Kieran. Thank you to them two guys from MSC that just jumped on over and jumped in the race as well. So thank you. I will quickly invite XD back over. Somebody takes his seat. Yeah. Jeremy, take any seat. There's an echo. Right, let me just sort that out, mate. I think it might be down to desktop audio. Just bear with me. Just let me check the audio and see, because I don't know until I listen to it what I need to change. But thank you so much to MSC, and thank you to all the reserves that have jumped in as well. Really appreciate it. Oh, sorry guys, it's because I've got my controller on charge. It makes a buzzing sound because of the electric current. Right, let me turn my phone down and just let me know if that's okay, Banana, okay? Reese is in, XD Paco is in. So it looks a bit murky out there, doesn't it? Considering it's Bahrain and it's the middle of the desert. It looks a bit murky, but let me know if the audio's okay now. If it's not, that sounds brilliant. Right, okay, good to go, thank you. So that sound says Jim, which I'll take. There we go, so we are on board with Jack in the Mercedes. He's going to be the first driver down towards the line. Sandstorm incoming, and Jack a 1:28.5. That's a really quick lap time, actually. And now here comes a Williams driver. Who was that? That was Banana Ramasori in the Alpine at 1:28.4. for the Alpine driver. Nimblecat is going to come through. He's already had 2 points finishes in both divisions today. He loves to race, he loves to drive, and he loves a bit of qualifying. Nimblecat to the line. A 1:29.7 for the Papaya McLaren. Fanfulness is in. Did Jeremy get in? Jeremy, if you need an invite, just take whatever seat and you can still race. Ulster goes provisional pole. A 1:27.7 for the Haas driver. Reese is back in the Gold Division. Massive shout out to him. Obi Weymouth in the RB, his debut race as well. Racer Julian, his debut race. Obviously, Jonathan and Shane Bolland. Obviously, it's their debut race for F7, but Samuel Serrano subscribed on YouTube. Thank you so much, mate. Appreciate it. Fanfulness goes provisional pole, the 1:27.6. And a big shout out because obviously Jonathan and Shane Bolland, we see a lot of them race on a Tuesday night in MSC. Exclamation mark MSC in the chat to join their Discord. But yeah, first time racing in F7. And so we are on board with JK, Jonathan Curran, as he comes through turn 11 in that Williams. And up the hill towards turn 12, he's got a Mercedes right on his tail. And that is a Mercedes maybe on a lap, is it? I think it is. It's F1 Lexi, but Jonathan is also on a lap. F1 Lexi would have been hindered by the Williams in front, but Jonathan is also on a lap. What can you do as the driver behind? You've got to give yourself that little bit of space to get your own flying lap in, but down towards line he go, and he goes into the pit lane, Lexi, but Jonathan to the line. Jonathan goes P6, and that is Bradders in the Scuderia, the Scarlet Ferrari, down to P2 with a 1:27.648. The top two are separated by 1/1000th of a second. Smoked Whittle in the Haas up to P4 as well, and Julian in the mediums, a 1:28.7. That is a good time on them mediums. Paco is on an outlap. Jake the Lad in the Kick Sauber coming round turn 14 and 15, and then down the straight he's got a little bit of slipstream from the Haas in front. This is going to benefit him massively. Pole, provisional pole for Jake the Lad in the Kick Sauber. What a lap. Paco will be next, but Jake the Lad. What a lap that is. Brilliant, brilliant stuff from the Sauber driver. So Paco will be next. This is the man that everybody will be watching. The man who has won every single race thus far this season. He is on top form. So here comes XD Paco for his flying lap here in Bahrain, down to the line and shoots down towards turn 1. Oh, Jim, you got Jeddah at 8. Oh, Jeddah, you know what? Jeddah, I love Jeddah, mate. A lot of drivers don't like Saudi Arabia, but I love it. Only because I did a lot of practice around there. What's going on, Jeremy? How you doing, mate? Jeremy, if you're still jumping in, mate, just take the last remaining seat and I'll put you in your Williams in the standings if you want to race. Paco, through down into Sector 2 we go. A few drivers back on outlaps as well. A few drivers, EV Reese, B right as well, yet to set a lap time, as well as F1 Lexi. Paco in the Red Bull. Going down towards turn 10. This is a tricky part as he goes late on the brakes and just rides the curb all the way out there. DRS enabled. ERS is on as we go down towards turn 11. Look how wide he goes so he can just drop into the corner. Jeremy, that's fine. Yeah, take the RB, mate. I was saving both RBs because then if anybody else joined, then they'd still save one for Paco. But yeah, come join, take the RB, mate, and I'll just put you back in your Williams in the standings. It's absolutely fine. So Paco in the RB down towards turn 14 and 15, and then early on the front, look at the wide line that Paco runs there to the finish line. It's a 1:27.6. 3 drivers in the sixes, and Jake the Lad is still on pole position. How much did that slipstream benefit the Kick Sauber driver? He is on absolute fire there. I will just get a little invite out to Jeremy just to make sure that he's got one. So Fanfordus in the RB, just starting his lap. Then we've got Shane Bollen in the Williams. Oh, he's over the grass, he's invalidated it, and maybe we'll go back into the pit lane. But Shane Bollen just behind Jonathan in P12. F1 Lexi in the Mercedes. I'm already in the lobby already. No problem, Jeremy. Cheers, mate. You know what, as well, Shane Bollen and Jonathan, they race without a safety car at MSC. So it'll be really interesting to see what they do with a safety car and, you know, in that sort of situation. Because drivers like Jonathan and Shane Bollen from MSC have got unbelievable pace, very good at race IQ. But sometimes when you get dropped out of the front sort of grid, out of the front 3, 4 or 5, it's very difficult to try and get back into it. And these drivers will probably have an opportunity to get back in there. F1 Lexia 1:27.531. And F1 Lexi in the Mercedes AMG Petronas is on provisional pole with 8 minutes to go. Reese is going to be next in the Sauber. Reese goes pole. A 1:27.510. We have 3 drivers in the 0.5s. We have 4 drivers in the 0.6s. We have 1/10 of a second separating 7 drivers in this qualifying session. We should have gone full qualifying. If I known we would have had 20 drivers, it would have been full qualifying. Paco. Also on like, what about Oster in the Haas? He's 15 1/1000ths up on his lap time at the moment. Racer in the Alpine also on a lap. There is a McLaren coming through. Is that Merckx on an outlap or Nimblecat on a lap? That's Merckx on an outlap. Lewis W is about to come to the line. Here comes Lewis W. A 1:27.7. Only P9 for Lewis W. He won't be happy about that. Here comes Senjo just wiggling and wobbling as he comes down. Racer in the Alpine also on a lap going down towards turn 14. And Oster has took it to a whole nother level. And Oster goes a 1:27.3 in the Haas. You'll get that if you've ever seen the interview between Dwayne Exhibit, the Rock Exhibit, and that guy from K and Peele. That's funny. Oster 1:27.3. He's on pole position. Smoked Whittle in the Haas is also on a lap. Racer is 4 1/1000ths up in the Alpine as he comes out of turn 15 and down towards the start finish line. Racer racing to the line up to P9. Nimblecat is going to be next in the McLaren Papaya, and he does improve by 4 attempts, but not enough to improve on his positional standpoint at the moment. EVE Reese to the line will go again. He's built up that ERS to chuck in another lap with 6 minutes to go. Racer did improve. Smoke Whittle will be next in the Haas. He does have an Aston Martin and a Mercedes just in front of him. That is Jack coming out of turn 15. And the man from the northeast to the line goes up to P12. Jonathan Curran just starting his lap. Shane Bollen on an outlap. What about the Haas of Smoked Whittle up to P10? Did improve by 0.3 of a second. I appreciate that, Banana. I hope so. Everybody's got room for improvement. Everybody's also always improving as a driver, as a commentator, as a human being. So yeah. UFRL Merckx in the McLaren just starting his lap. Jonathan, Shane Bollen. We do have a Red Bull coming round. Is that a driver on a lap? Let's have a look. It's very hard. It's an RB actually. It's Obi Weymouth who's just starting his lap as well. It's very hard to distinguish between a Red Bull and an RB. The racer is on an in-lap, so he'll probably go in, obviously, because it's an in-lap, into the pit lane and try and improve. Here comes Reese, who is on another flying lap. He's gone purple, sector 2. Cheers, Banana. Appreciate it, mate. Out of turn 14 and 15. I'm always happy when there's a full grid, Banana. Reese to the line. Reese a 1:27.472. But we've not had a full grid for quite a while, so it's a lot better when we do have a full grid. Nimblecat into the pit lane. You know what I'm happy about as well, Banana? How many people have just showed up when we needed them to, when we were struggling for drivers, and we've ended up getting 20 drivers on the grid. It just shows what a community we've got. It really does, including yourself, mate. Smoked Whittle in the Haas out of turn 15 down towards the start finish line, and Smoked Whittle, that was an in lap actually. I think he was just building up his ERS, to set another lap. There is a Scarlet Ferrari just coming round there. Who is that? That is F7R Bradders that goes into the pit lane. I think it's Merckx that's coming round as well. And they are all lining up in that pit lane now. An invalidation from Shane Boland. So they are just lining up to get that one more lap in with just under 4 minutes to go in this qualifying session. XD Obi Weymouth down to the line he goes. Does improve. P13 for the Racing Bull, racing to the line. The Sauber driver of EVE Reese is on an in lap as well. 3.5 minutes to go in qualifying. Don't worry, Banana. Just do what you can do, mate. I mean, the times are so close. Super competitive times. So, let's see who's going to head out of the pit lane first. Literally, there's 4 drivers. Well, once Reese goes in, there's 3 drivers out on track with 3 minutes to go. And one of them's Obi Weymouth, who's just set a lap. Smoked Whittle, who just set a lap as well. Is he going to get round and in and out of the pits in time? I missed the line by 1 second in silver to get my lap in. You know what I was doing? I was in the pit lane and I was sat there watching the telemetry screen of the drivers driving around the track, because I was thinking, when my teammate gets to about halfway round, oh my God, Smoked Whittle has just put it 1-2 Haas here in Bahrain. A 1:27.2 is a phenomenal time. Somebody is smoked. Oh my Jesus, a 1:27.2. Yeah, so sorry, I was daydreaming. And I was watching the telemetry and I was thinking, once my driver, my teammate, gets halfway around the circuit, I'll come out and I'll give him a slipstream through the middle sector. I was that busy watching him go around the track, I forgot there was 2 minutes left and it said insignificant time. So I jumped out, tried to get round, and missed it by a second. That is an unbelievable lap time. He's done 3 laps on the softs as well. And that's one out lap, in lap, out lap. So that is unbelievable. Yeah, Banana. Yeah, I know, mate. I know. I think you would have probably... that would have been the best division for you as a driver. So, Paco in the Red Bull is on an outlap. That is unreal. 1-2 Haas here in Bahrain. That is what it's about. Absolutely on fire. MSC F1 Esports watching on our TikTok. Big up them guys. Eric and Newlet. Let's go, Newlet. How are you, mate? Watching on Instagram. I'm not sure about Kick and YouTube, but they do come through on Streamlabs, so we'll be able to see on there as well, guys. So we are on board with Paco. He's going to be the first driver to the line. What about Jeremy, actually? Jeremy is just behind Paco, so the 2 Red Bulls very close together, and this is going to be their final flying runs. This is the end of qualifying, guys. Stay tuned. This is it. Here we go. On board with XD Paco. I don't think it is XD Paco anymore. It's just Paco, isn't it? But he is absolutely smashing it in the Drivers' Championship as he goes down towards turn 9 and then drops slightly downhill towards 10, being very cautious, and look how much he just rides the curb as that DRS is enabled, and he just flickers on and off of the ERS of that battery management, and then in towards turn 11 over the chicane, just kissing the apex as he goes through there, slightly uphill towards turn 12 and then the beginning of sector 3. XD Paco 1.5 temps up at the moment as he comes into sector 3 out of turn 13 down the straight. This is where he'll just flick on and off with the battery as he goes in towards turn 14 and to the line. XD Paco has been unbelievable this season. Can he carry it on? Down towards the line goes the Red Bull of XD Paco. It's a 1:27.3 and it's only P2, but it is. Oh, Jeremy has invalidated it. He's not been able to set a lap time. Unbelievable. So it is XD Paco that's P2. The checkered flag has waved here in Bahrain. It's an invalidation for the Haas, who's currently on provisional pole. And who is going to be next? I think it is going to be Oster, that's his teammate, and he is improving. Is it going to be a Haas 1-2 here under the lights of Bahrain? And Oster goes up to provisional pole. Unbelievable. The Ferrari is going to be next. That is B right that goes up to P4, the 3-time world champion. Racer goes up to P8. Bradders is there. Here comes Fanfinus in the RB. The Dutchman, a tenth of a second up on his lap time. Goes P7. What about the Williams of the Alpine of Bananarama coming out of turn 15? The McLaren of Merckx goes up to P12. Bananarama up to P11. P12, sorry. Here comes Jonathan Curran coming down out of turn 13 towards 14. Shane Bolland doesn't improve. Jack in the Mercedes into the pit lane he goes. The kick Sauber of Rees goes pole. A 127 flat for EVE Rees. Here comes Jonathan. Stays P16. But Rees in the Sauber back with a bang. Pole position for the Sauber driver. That was awesome. What a qualifying session that is. Anybody that's in the MSC Discord as well, just let Shane and Jonathan know that there is a formation lap, because I don't know if they run formation laps, or just so they don't get caught out, that's all. Wow, that is an amazing qualifying session, that. From start to finish. And Rees back on top, and that is why he is hot property in the esports world at the moment. Rees, he's wanted by pretty much everybody. He's racing in PSGL. He's racing everywhere he can at the moment. He's being snatched up by all the esports teams, and there's a reason why, because he is absolutely on fire and on form at the moment. But it is Rees that starts on pole position. Ulster in P2, Lexi P3, Smoke Will P4, Paco P5, B Right P6, Lewis P7, Fanfinis P8, Jake the Lad P9, and Racer in the Alpine complete your top 10. Look at this that I had from when me and Red were doing comms last season. Look at this. There's me. I'm your commentator, number 27. I've got so much stuff on here. Like, what about your race leader? That's your race leader. We used to do every name, didn't we, for all the drivers when we were on board with them, but it was really difficult to do, and when there's so many changes, it's hard to keep on top of it. So, formation lap is on. As I can't express how thankful I am for the drivers turning up as well, even last minute. So, formation lap is on. The drivers will get some heat into them tyres. I don't know why as well. The bloody you know the theme tune to F1, you know, like when you just got it, like the theme tune, you know what I mean? The guy, Tyler Martin or something, or Martin Tyler Adams or something, whatever his name is, he keeps copyrighting my YouTube videos. Even if I just flick onto, like, say I press my PS button and it's on the F1 game and the theme tune starts playing, he copyrights me if I play it for a split second. He copyrights my YouTube video. But I think that's because we have AdSense on YouTube, so we get paid from advertisements on YouTube. We get a really good payment system through YouTube because we have AdSense. It took us a very long time to get it, like. So I think he obviously thinks like if we get a lot of views, we'll get a lot of payment from it. So he's just quick to sort of, they're just quick to sort of copyright us. I just don't know how it works, but yeah, they're absolutely rapid on us. Like, but even if I pressed the PS button now and then quickly backed off and it played like 2 seconds of the theme tune, they'd copyright it. It's mad. Right, formation lap. Remember, guys, if you do want to be a part of Formula 7 racing, just come and join us. Exclamation mark Discord in the chat on Twitch or on YouTube, whichever one you're watching on. If you're watching on TikTok, it's in the bio. If you're watching on Kick, it's in the bio. If you're watching on Instagram, guess where it is? In the bio. So if you do want to come and race, we race every single Sunday, bronze, silver and gold, and then we race on a Monday. That's Fantasy F7. That's 5 teams of 4 drivers all working together to get a trophy at the end of the season, a trophy each obviously. And then we have Formula 7 realistic, driver salaries, team principles, driver budgets and all that stuff on a Wednesday, realistic performance. So yeah, a bit of everything for anyone. But here we go. This is it. Sponsored by Rock Solid Rigs, the best place to get your new sim gear equipment, and they are as solid as rocks. Here we go. Full round 7 in the gold division. And it's the lights out and away we go. Jeremy's through on Nimblecat already. Look at Smoke Wheel that's through on F1 Lexi. Ulster is into the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix as we go in towards turn 1. And the house driver is through. Smoke Wheel trying to make a move on the Sauber as well as Lewis W goes for an XD Paco, who has a little squabble and then just goes down. B-Right is down 14 places in the Scarlet Ferrari. And he's down to the back of this grid. Reese is back into the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. He goes wheel to wheel, side by side with Ulster as he goes in towards turn 5 and 6. Smoke Wheel right on the rear diffuser of the drivers. F1 Lexi in the Mercedes down a position. Lewis up 2. Jay the lad up 3 places in the other kick. Sauber, Bradders and Racer. Julian in the Alpine losing a position. Shane Bolland is up 9 in the Williams. That is how you start a Grand Prix. Jeremy is up 8 in the Red Bull but is a Williams driver. Jack stays in position in P14 and the McLaren and Merckx and Jonathan in the Williams. Banana Rama in the Alpine as well. 3 very good drivers, super clean drivers as well. Senjoy's there. Jonathan is through on Jack in the Mercedes as he goes down the inside of turn 11 and Jack just losing a position there. But back to the top, it's Smoke Whittle on the back of Reese as Ulster retakes the lead of the Grand Prix at the end of lap 1. What an eventful lap 1. Incredible scenes as Ulster shoots down towards turn 13 and 14. 14 and 15, sorry. It's Haas, Sauber, Haas, Mercedes, Sauber, and this is some big points on the board for these drivers. Smoke Whittle down to into the leader, into P2. Reese comes back through. That DRS will be enabled. Bradders and Julian in the Alpine and the Scarlet Ferraris. They go down towards turn 4. Jeremy is there in the Red Bull. Fanfan is down 4 places. Here comes Obi Weymouth in the RB. Tries to go up the inside of his teammate, but they've got to be a bit reluctant here. Remember, they are teammates at the end of the day. New teammates. Of that, here comes F1 Lexi in the Mercedes. He's up to P4, well, down to P4. Jay the lad, Shane Bolland is up to P6. This is incredible. What a performance from the Scotsman. Just absolutely belting through the grid. Now, let's have a look at tyres. He might have started, he did start on the softs, but he is absolutely flying. I can't reiterate that enough to make that many positions up in the gold division. B-Right trying with a comeback. Nimblecat as well there. Merckx, the other McLaren. But really super competitive. Every single driver from P1 to P20 is in a DRS train. It is fantastic. Do not blink. You do not want to miss this. This is F1 Lexi. Jake the lad is through on F1 Lexi and the Sauber driver up to P4 on the soft compounds. Different strategies all around, a complete mixture of tyres throughout the whole grid. It is Ulster that leads though. Reese will try and chase him down. Remember, he did start on the hard compounds. Paco setting Paco setting the fastest lap in his Grand Prix. Here comes Smoke Will. Goes to the right. Reese covers him off. He dives down the inside. And it's a Haas 1-2. But Reese is like a dog with a bone as he comes out of turn 2 and 3. And the Sauber driver not able to get it back. It's 2 Haas's, 2 Saubers in the top 4. Here comes Shane Bolland to make it 12 places gained. And the Williams driver is on fire. F1 Lexi not able to do anything. What about Jack on Bananarama? The 2 really good friends next to each other on track, and Jack is throwing banana in the Alpine. Merckx and Senjo. Senjo is just not feeling the pace at the moment, is he? We know how good of a driver he is, the Norwegian, but he just can't seem to find his form that he found last season. Shane Pollan up to P5, but he has F1 Lexi on the back of him. Remember, they both do have DRS, but it is Haas 1-2 on lap 3. What a start to the Grand Prix. I just want to say that because I like to get the best quality of frames, and obviously we don't stream in the best quality. Because we stream to so many platforms, we have to sort of downgrade the frames per second a little bit just to help out with the streaming on 5 platforms at the same time. Smoke Will setting fastest lap in the Grand Prix, and he's going to go through on his teammate. The 2 Haas's trade places, and now here comes Reese as well in towards turn 1. It's 2 Haas's, 2 Saubers. And it's 2 green on whites as we come out of turn 3 and in towards turn 4. DRS will be enabled. Jonathan with a 3-second time penalty on lap 4. But it is the 2 Haas's that are 1-2 still here. But look how competitive it is. It's so close. Smoke Whittle into the lead. Oster in P2. Then comes Reese and Jake the Lad. And it's so competitive. It's incredible to watch. How are you doing, Apex? Jeremy is through on Brothers, the 2 F7R esports drivers, and the Red Bull will go down the inside of the Scuderia. He gets a better exit though, but he's not going to give up. Jeremy gets the exit, gets his pedal to the metal, and through on the Ferrari he goes. He's now on the back of his teammate of Paco in the other Red Bull. Fanfinis also just watching on in the RB. And then we have Jack, who's been overtaken by Bananarama in the Alpine. Senjo on the mediums, still there as well. Shane Bolland. Oh, Shane Bolland! Shane Bolland is down to P20. He was in P5. Oh, how did we miss that? That's because I took the elementaries off. I'm so annoyed. Here comes Oster and Reese. They're going to go 3 wide. 3 wide in towards turn 1 for the 2 Haas drivers and the Sauber. The Sauber will have the inside line, but he breaks out early, hoping that the 2 Haases come together. Racer is through on Paco. That's Julian in the Alpine. And now comes Jeremy on his teammate. He just closes the gap in front of him. And Bradders has been given another opportunity to get the overtake on Jeremy as they go side by side in towards turn 4. And that's Paco that goes up the inside of the Alpine, but Racer just trying to fend him off, and he does a cracking job of doing so. Smoke Whittle still in P2, and Oster now your race leader, and Reese very clever in just watching these 2 drivers. Racer dives down the inside of turn 8, and they touch, and that might give Bradders an opportunity. You do not want to go wheel to wheel in towards turn 10 as Bradders tries to go down the inside. It's not a natural position to go into that corner and that apex. Racer still in P7, Paco in the Red Bull on the back of him. Bradders is going to try his luck again up the inside of turn 11 as he just touches the side pod of that Red Bull in front. Jeremy is catching up as he watches on as Fanfinis just clips the rear wheel of Bradders. Oh, that nearly ended in disaster. All the drivers have been super clean thus far. And it is Jeremy that will try and capitalise. The Ferrari just lagging there, but Fanfinis in the RP. Is he going to be patient? He is. He just backs out. Here comes Reese again in the Sauber. He's going to have that DRS, and so is Smoke Whittle on his teammate. But it's a long straight towards turn 1. Oh, and Racer is into the pit lane. Sorry, I thought he'd spun. Smoke Whittle does back out. Doesn't go for the overtake on his teammate. What about Fanfredas on Bradders? The RB up the inside of the Scarlet Ferrari. And it's the Dutchman versus the Englishman through turn 2 and 3. They go down towards turn 4 with that DRS. That's B right. That is round the Ferrari driver for the second time. Third time this race is round. And so is his teammate. Both Ferraris making mistakes on lap 6. Bananarama is through on Jack. And he's giving him a really hard battle. He's not going to give him an easy ride, I can tell you that one. Jonathan and Bradders. Oh, Bradders nicks up the inside, just clatters into the rear wheel of Bradders. But he will just carry on in the Williams, and Weymouth makes a move. Bananarama's from Bradders. Bradders has been very competitive and really battling all the drivers. Just very unfortunate, things happen. And Jonathan is up to P11, nearly into the points. This is a really good race for the Dutchman. Weymouth in the RB is into the points. It's going to be really, really nice to watch and really interesting to watch when the drivers do go for them pit strategies to see what they do. Ulster is now starting to lift away a little bit. Remember, Jake the lad is on the soft compounds. The longer he can stay with the front three on them softs, the better it is for him in the long run. So Fanfredas, here goes Fanfredas on Paco, and the two Dutch drivers swap places. What about Jeremy? He's not going to make a move on his teammate. He's going to be a bit more patient. And Jonathan is from Weymouth. Shane Bolland is out. Shane Bolland, the Williams driver, is out of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Thank you so much, Shane, for reserving. Really appreciate it, mate. I can't believe the way that your race has gone when you were doing so well. And now here comes Jack up the inside of the Ferrari of Bradders. And turns in, and Bradders just shuts the door in front of him. Bananarama in the Alpine is back through and up to P12. What about Obi? Weymouth through. Oh, Jonathan is round. The second of the Williams drivers. He's just held on to it, and he's done a really good job of holding on to that Williams. 7 laps in. Remember, he is on the softs, and they fall off pretty quickly around it. Here comes Reese. He's got that DRS. It's still Sauber, Mercedes. So, Reese is going to come through, and for the first time since the starting lap, Reese is into the lead of the Grand Prix. And Jeremy's from Fanfredas. That is Weymouth into the pit lane. But is Reese going to be able to keep that position? They go side by side, Reese and Ulster up towards turn 3. And then you've got Smoke Wheel there as well, side by side with Lexi and the Mercedes. And Lewis W has caught right up to the pack. Jake the lad down to P6 on them softs. Bradders from Bananarama in the Alpine, and he is going to go up the inside, but Bananarama clatters into him, and Jack says thank you very much as he just opens up in front of him. Racer gets a 10-second time penalty in the pit lane and just calls it a day. Really unfortunate for Julian. Once you get that 10-second, it's pretty much game over. F1 Lexi is through on Smoke Whittle. Reese is 2 tenths in front of Ulster, and we've only had 2 DNFs so far. We are on lap 8 of 29. Here comes Smokewell on F1 Lexi once again. That moves everybody up a position. Jonathan down in P18. Has he pitted? Yeah, Jonathan is pitted. He's going for that undercut. This could be a strong undercut for Jonathan. He's in a lot of space. Be right in the Ferrari as Weymouth goes deep into turn 10. And the Ferrari driver is not able to punish him. Ulster will open that rear wing, but he looks a bit far back from Reese, but he's coming at an absolutely astonishing pace. And Ulster from out of nowhere has retaken the lead of the Grand Prix. They touch. They nearly tangle up. Reese has had to go onto the runoff area. The two Hasses, Mercedes, Aston are all through. Reese is down to P5. They're 5 wide for the lead of this Grand Prix into turn 4. Wow, this is incredible. The Aston spun. It is the two Hasses, the two Saubers that are now behind the Mercedes of F1 Lexi. It is unbelievable on lap 9. And Lewis is the driver that lost out hugely, but he is still in P6, thankfully. Wow, that was some racing. You don't see that every day. It's so hard to shake off the driver behind you, especially when you have DRS. Fanfiness is through on XD Paco, the two sister cars trading places, and he is up to P7 and Paco down to P8. Bananarama is behind Bradders. Jack in the Mercedes is up to P9, and he must be smiling to himself under the visor there. But he does have Merckx behind him. He's the silver championship competitor at the moment. I think he's the championship leader in silver. He's behind Jack in the Mercedes, who's also one of the championship competitors in the silver division, who are both reserving here this evening. Here comes Reese and Oster. They are so close. Jake the Lad is going into the pit lane, and off them soft compounds he goes. Really nicely done into the pits. Oster is throwing his teammate of Smoke Whittle, who's just using a bit more battery. Is Reese going to go for the move up the inside? He doesn't. F1 Lexi hangs on to that P1. Paco is through. Merckx is through on Jack with that rear wing open. The McLaren on the Mercedes. Bananarama is through. Bradders as well. He's just losing a position to Bananarama, but comes out in front of the Sauber of Jake the Lad. Here comes Nimble Cat in the Papaya that will move in front of the Sauber as well. He's lost a lot of positions. Jeremy in the Red Bull. Where is Jonathan in the Williams? He's not too far behind Jake the Lad, you know. This could be a really strong undercut from the Williams driver. Bananarama and Bradders once more go at it, and it's not the first time this evening that these two drivers have found themselves battling for position. It is Bananarama in the Alpine that moves into P10, but Bradders in the Ferrari. We know that he can be a very aggressive driver when he wants to in the hands of that Scarlet Ferrari, and does like to go late on the brakes and dive into a few of the corners. He's super competitive and just wants them positions, doesn't he? EVE Reese in the Sauber, all over the rear wing of Smoked Whittle in front in the Haas. Bradders is back from Bananarama, and he has gone for that dive down the inside into turn 11. We called it. He went for it. EVE Reese on Smoked Whittle before that DRS kicks in. He is brave. Reese going for that. Here comes Smoke Whittle, that's a yellow flag, and that is an Aston Martin of Senjo that is round. And Reese went for the overtake on the Haas before the DRS kicked in, and now Smoke Whittle will open that rear wing and go for the move, and Oster is through as well. What about Smoke Whittle down the inside? Both Haas drivers gain positions on lap 11. Fanfiness goes into the pit. Here comes Merckx on Jack. Sorry, Jack on Merckx with the rear wing open. Jake the Lad gets the move done on Nimble Cat and then opens that rear wing. Bradders on Bananarama, still continuing to fight for them positions. Here comes Bradders. He's got the DRS, but he's going to be a bit more patient this time. Reese down into P4. Oh, he touched. They touched. And here comes Lewis W. He's going to make a move on Smoke Whittle. And the Haas driver, from being clattered in from behind, has lost a position to the Aston Martin driver, Lewis, who is fighting for the championship. Well, the championship, if there is one, with XD Paco running away with it. But wow, here comes F1 Leptic. Senjo into the pits. What has happened to Senjo? It's like the biggest fall off I've ever seen in league racing. Honestly, I'm not even lying. Like, Senjo was like getting pole positions like every other week last season. He was fighting for race wins every week. He was getting 1-2s with his teammate. And this season, he can't even get into the top 10. It's absolutely crazy. And that's no dig at him as a driver, because he is a phenomenal driver. He's drove here for a very long time. I'm guessing it's just life. He's not been able to practice as much anymore, and he's just too busy with everyday stuff. So, Smoke Whittle's out. Smoke Whittle has retired in the pit lane. He's fighting for the lead of the Grand Prix, and he's just retired. So that is not good for Haas. They were really strong points, and Jack is back through on Mercs again. Bradders on Bananarama. Jake the Lad is up a position. Bananarama tries the old switcheroo, but not able to make it come into fruition. Yeah, he is. The Alpine up the inside of turn 3, down towards turn 4, and he does have the DRS as well. Moves away from the Ferrari F1 Lexi, back into the lead on lap 12. Really unfortunate for Smoke Whittle. He was in a really strong position. But yeah, as I was saying with Senjo, it's really unusual to see a driver fall off that much. But obviously, as I said, if things like life is getting in the way and he's not able to practice as much, he just likes to turn up on a Sunday and race, then it is what it is. He still races every week, so he's still competitive. But I just don't know what's happened. Ulster will get that DRS. Not just yet though. Reese has lost the DRS to Ulster. Bradders and Banana again. In towards turn 13, the Alpine driver will have the inside line. You don't want to be the driver in front coming down here though, because the Scuderia will get the DRS. It seems like he's just pulling off a bit. Ulster is finally into the pit lane. You don't want to play DRS chicken here as well, because you will lose so much time. So Ulster is into the pit lane. It'll be interesting to see where he comes out in comparison to the other drivers. Here goes Bradders again with that DRS, and Banana has sent him the long way round, but he makes it count, and that is Fanfurness that is through on Nimblecat in the McLaren. Nimblecat just slots back in to that DRS of the RB in front. And Ulster has come out 3.3 in front of Jeremy. He's come out behind Jake the Lad though. He went for that undercut. Here comes Bananarama again in front of Bradders. This is a fantastic battle. Jonathan is out. Jonathan in the Williams is out. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for reserving. Really appreciate it, mate. I can't believe the position Shane Bolland was in when he had the incident. He was up so many places. That is Bradders in the Ferrari, who will get that DRS on the Alpine as they come down towards turn 11. And the Ferrari opens that rear wing. Oh, and Banana moving left and right, and the Ferrari will move on through. Banana and Bradders, they nearly touch. They do touch in towards turn 13, and Senjo's just listened to whatever I said and gone, I'll show you who's fell off, and just set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Banana and Bradders, the Ferrari driver in the slipstream of the Alpine. These two are putting on a show for their fans respectively. Here comes Ulster on Jake the Lad. He's caught up to him. Jake the Lad went for an undercut, but the undercut just does not seem strong at all here. It really doesn't, and Ulster is going to move on through. So is Bradders. Bradders goes deep. Here's Banana going to capitalise on that. Ulster is front. Jake the Lad over with Nimblecat into the pit lane. Gets a 10-second as well. Oh, that's so annoying for him. So Banana back behind Bradders. Ulster is front. Jake the Lad. Jake the Lad went for the undercut, and it's really not paid off at all. And we've seen it in the bronze division. We've seen it in the bronze division earlier. Drivers were going like soft to hard and going for the undercut, and then the drivers that were staying out longer were coming out really close behind them. So there's not much time difference between like hards and softs, and you just don't make up that undercut time, as we've just seen again, as we've seen with Mad G when he stayed out on the hards and came out 3 seconds behind the race leader after doing like 8 laps more than him. So, and it was a great strategy. Exactly what Jack's done actually. Jack's done the exact same strategy. He started on the hards, he's up to P6. Yes, he will have to pit, and Senjo's out. Senjo retires and leaves the session. Retires in the pit lane as well. You don't see that every day from Senjo. Just really unfortunate for him. He must be going through a difficult time with his racing at the moment. So, best of luck for the future for Senjo. Ulster sets that fastest lap now. And that is a big extra point. Bananarama gets overtaken by Bradders. And there is a yellow flag. And that's Smoked Whittle that leaves the session. Bananarama and Bradders continue to squabble for position. Banana just backed out of that one. EV Reese is all over the back of F1 Lexi now. There is a yellow flag waving everywhere, but I can't see why. I can't see anybody on track that's causing a yellow flag. But it's been a really good race so far. So look how close Reese is. Let's have a look at the tyres. So all of these drivers, the top 8 haven't even pitted yet, which is really interesting. Ulster is now on the back of Bananarama and Bradders, who will probably do their best to make it as hard as possible for him to get through, because in the end it helps them out. Here comes Reese on F1 Lexi. He'll get the DRS, and the Sauber driver on the Haas will move over to the left hand side and just squeeze through, and back into the lead of the Grand Prix goes Reese in the Sauber. Can F1 Lexi switch it back? What about Ulster on Bananarama? They are both going to get DRS on the Scuderia, but he's going to have to make it through pretty promptly. And here comes the Haas of Ulster to make it a double overtake on lap 16. The Sauber of Jake the Lad squeezes through as well. It's the Ferrari of Bradders, and he just about recovers. Bananarama goes through. Jake the Lad, who is on a completely different strategy, getting frustrated with these drivers in front. He will have to try and go up the inside of the Alpine, who tries to turn in and then thinks better of it and backs back out. He just went to turn in, seen him, did a little Lewis Hamilton in Hungary, didn't he? F1 Lexi in P2. Ulster is through into a bit of clean air now. He's got Jake the Lad behind him. Bananarama and Bradders back where they were. Just back where they were. The Ferrari of Bradders through on Bananarama in the Alpine. In towards turn 10. That is a Ferrari of B. Right, that's onto the gravel again. And the Scuderia, the 3-time world champion of B Right, is having a nightmare of a race. So F1 Lexi will get the DRS. Is Reese going to pit? Reese is going to pit. So F1 Lexi stays out. Reese is into the pit lane, maybe for the mediums. Where is Paco? Where is Lewis W? Lewis W also stays out on the hard compound tyres. This is interesting. Where is Reese going to come out? Here comes Merckx. Here comes Jack. Jack will have the DRS on Merckx. The McLaren and the Mercedes going to trade places. And Jack is through on Merckx. Where is Reese going to come out? He's going to come out behind his teammate of Jake the Lad, even with that slight mistake. And Fanfinis is also going to try and make the move, but Reese comes out behind Bradders.
It's getting the black thing underneath. It's nice, isn't it? Yeah. 2 squid.
So, Jeremy in the Williams. Obi Weymouth still continue to try and set laps. Remember, Obi Weymouth is a silver driver. He's reserving tonight, and I think he's doing a really, really good job of competing and racing here this evening. Here comes Ulster. Oh, the inside of Merckx. And Merckx will just back out and say, yeah, not today, Ulster. Reese is through on Bradders. He wants to get through as quick as possible. But you know what Bradders is like? Reese tries to switch it back. The old switcheroo. Oh, he hits the back of the Scuderia. B Right is out in the pit lane. You don't see that very often. Had Reese not have hit the back of Bradders, he might have got through here, but he's still competing with the Scuderia. And this is really costing him a lot of time, as Bradders is just not letting go. And now he backs out and Reese is through, but he's 2.2 behind his teammate, and Ulster is clear. Reese is in the distance, and he's going to have to put in some hell of a performance to get back in touching distance of Ulster. So UFRL Merckx on the back of Jack. There's a lot of drivers that still have not pitted, you know. So Merckx in the McLaren on the back of Jack, but they've both got DRS. Bradders is into the pit lane finally. Where is Bananarama? Bananarama's really far back. Did he pit last lap? Oh, he did. So Banana did pit, so it'll be interesting to see where Bradders comes out in comparison to Banana. Let's just keep our eyes peeled on this. Bradders on his way out of the pit lane. Here comes Banana. Bradders is at the end of the pit lane. So is Banana, and Banana is going to come out in front. The undercut has worked, but they are still really close, about 2 seconds, and Bradders is on cold tyres, so Banana will get away from him a little bit here. What about Jake the lad on Mercs? He's back behind Mercs and Jack. And Reese is starting to catch up. 1.4 is the gap. Jake the lad just literally hunting down that McLaren and Mercedes in front, all over the rear diffuser of Mercs in front. Look how close he is. He is pushing him through turn 13. Jake the lad just eager to get through. He knows how much time this will cost him in the battle at the front. At the moment, Jake the lad is potentially on for a podium here. Yeah, no worries, Ben. I don't know what happened, mate. But here comes Jake the lad with a double overtake. And moves through. Ulster is front. Paco into turn 1. Jake the lad is through. What about Reese as well? Up the inside and the McLaren goes Reese. Late on the brakes goes the Mercedes. And both Saubers move on through. XD Paco has been overtaken by Ulster. And up to P3. Remember, Lewis and F1 Lexi still yet to pit. Weymouth is into the pit lane. Yeah, be right. I don't know what happened, mate. I just know you had a few collisions and a few incidents. Really unfortunate, mate. And that is Reese front, Jake the lad. Are they working together? Because Jake the lad is probably thinking in his head, this is huge points for the Sauber team for me here. Remember that it's only round 7. There's still a lot of rounds to go. And for a constructors title, this will be really a lot of points for them. So, Ulster 10 seconds behind Lewis W. Lewis W and F1 Lexi, I think, might have a real good chance of winning this Grand Prix, because everybody behind them has just continued to get involved in needless battles. Not through their own choice, but they've sort of been they've sort of been pushed into them situations. And they've been punished through it. Here comes Reese. Paco is into the pit lane now. Van Vliet, Jeremy. Bradders is only 1.3 behind Bananarama. Mercs and Jack. Are they still close on track? No, Mercs is into the pit lane. And Jack has stayed out for another lap. So, that is very, very interesting. Really interesting. So we will go on board with the Saubers as they start to catch up to the Haas, and there goes Bananarama. Mercs is going to come out of the pit lane, and he's going to come out just behind Bradders, but Mercs is now on fresh tyres till the end of this Bahrain Grand Prix. Alright. What? For who? Oh, right. Right, alright. So, Jake the lad and Reese just trying to work together now. Jake the lad trying to stay within DRS range. Jack gets a penalty. F1 Lexi's finally in, and so is Lewis. So, the Aston Martin and Mercedes both into the pit lane. Ulster 9 seconds behind him. He has already pitted. The longer you stay out, it does benefit you if you can stay in clean air and onto the soft compounds. There you go. Now, what an end to this Grand Prix. 8 laps to go. And you call it, guys, because I can't. F1 Lexi is going to come out. Is he going to come out in front of Fanfinis? He does. And Lewis W will come out just in front of Jeremy, maybe. He does. Just in front of the Red Bull on the soft compounds. This is really competitive. F1 Lexi is only 5 seconds off the lead of the Grand Prix on fresh soft compound tyres. Bananarama through on Jack, who's into the pit lane as well now. He's just on his way out, and he's also on soft compound tyres till the end of this race. Bradders is through on Bananarama again, and these two just continue to battle like they have done for the whole entire Grand Prix. Mercs is now on the back of them as well. And it is getting interesting for P9, 10 and 11. Mercs in the McLaren on the back of the Alpine. Bananarama just shrugging him off. What about F1 Lexi? The gap is already 4.5. He's come out into clean air, F1 Lexi. This could not have worked out any more perfect for him. The way he's just ended up pitting, coming out 5 seconds behind, but then coming out in completely free air in front. And this is him now until the end of the Grand Prix. The gap is just dwindling away in front of him, and the drivers in front, Jake the Lad, Reese Oster, they must be panicking at this point. They've got to do a lot of defending when that Mercedes driver catches up to them. And I'm sure they will. I'm sure they're not going to give him an easy route through. What about Merckx here? They will get DRS. So will Bananarama on Bradders. Bradders using a bit more battery. Down at the Alpine, Paco setting the fastest lap of the Grand Prix in P8. Here comes Bradders and Bananarama, and also Merckx as well in the McLaren is going to try and make the move on the Scuderia. They go 3 wide in towards turn 1. Late on the brakes goes Bradders to try and hold on, and he does hold on. We know how good he is at doing that late braking move, and Bananarama, nothing he could do, and Merckx also not able to get through, moves over to the left hand side. Bananarama hits the back of the Ferrari, Merckx has to back out, and that would have cost them time as Jack starts to catch up and is now within DRS range. Lewis W on the back of Fanfurness. He'll get the DRS, and surely this move is going to be easy for the Aston Martin. Goes up the inside of the RB, and Lewis W up to P5. F1 Lexi is only 1.8 off the front three. This has got to be an absolute banging strategy from F1 Lexi. Merckx on Banana. They are wheel to wheel. Merckx has got the outside line though, and the McLaren driver will try his best to make it stick. But with the inside line, Bananarama is able to cling on to position. They have just fell off a little bit. F1 Lexi setting the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. And if there was a definition of a driver flying, just watch this Mercedes. That is Jack that is through on Merckx. And Jack is going to go on the inside. He's hit the Alpine. Jack has a 10-second. That will be removed. But he is through on Bananarama. Merckx goes through on the Alpine as well. Jack is up to P10, and with a huge collision with Bananarama, Fanfurness is through on Lewis W in the Aston Martin. Jack also gets another 10 seconds for a game position. I'm sure he'll also get that removed because there was literally nothing he could do there. He was going for the overtake, and it looked like he might have just been slightly pushed off the track. Here comes F1 Lexi on the back of Jake the Lad. Reese on the back of Oster. F1 Lexi is caught up to these so quickly. And the Mercedes driver into the podium places with 6 laps to go. EVE Reese. This Lewis W as well. Lewis W is actually losing time to the front drivers because he's continuing to battle with Fanfurness. What about Merckx on the back of Jack? He tries to go for the move. Banana has lost the DRS range. And that is Reese that is into the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix on lap 24. F1 Lexi is 2.8 seconds behind them. And it's all on him now. Here comes Lewis W in the Aston Martin on the RB of Fanfurness, and Lewis W moves through into P5, 7 seconds behind the pack. This strategy just hasn't worked for Lewis because he got involved in that battling. Here comes Jack on the back of Bradders, and the Mercedes on the Ferrari. The Ferrari, nothing he can do. It doesn't matter how late on the brakes he goes from this point, he's not going to be able to get that position back off. F7R Jack 98 in the Mercedes. And the Scarlet Ferrari will just settle back into P10 with Merckx and Banana behind him. F1 Lexi only 2.4 the time. Here comes Paco through on Jeremy. Maybe a switch from the Red Bulls. And them just working together a little bit. Here comes Oster on Reese. I think F1 Lexi is not actually gaining any more time. Is he starting to feel them soft compound tyres? And if he is, Reese and Oster might be in prime position here to win this race. So 2.3, he is still taking a little bit of time off him, but not as much as he would want. Bradders, Merckx, Banana. Oh, and there goes Oster on Reese. And the Haas driver back into the lead of the Grand Prix on the pole sitter. And look how close it is to go through. F1 Lexi is not gaining any more time. Is he starting to struggle? And he gets a 3-second time penalty. Reese is back into the lead of the Grand Prix. Well, the old switcheroo from Ulster is beautiful. The Haas driver says, not today, Reese. And back through he goes. Bradders on the Mercedes. Here comes Merckx as well. Jack, nothing he can do. He's also on the soft compound tyres. Are they lasting as long as he thought they were? Jack goes through on Merckx and will chase down the Ferrari of Bradders in front. He will have that DRS. Is he going to go for it? No, he just backs out. Better safe than sorry for Jack. Reese on the back of Ulster. And he's not going to go for the move here. Surely he'll wait for the straight. The pit straight. Thank you for the views on TikTok. How is everybody? Thank you for the follow F1 Hub. And Instagram as well. Thank you for watching. Callum, Senjo, Julian, Eric and Newlet. So, Evie Reese in the Sauber. He's going to go for the move into the slipstream of the Haas. Moves over to the right hand side. There's a little flick out from Oster just to try and put him off a little bit. But that will not deter the Sauber driver from going back into the lead. And F1 Lexi, 1.4 now is the gap. He's starting to gain time again. And here comes Jack on the Ferrari of Bradders. Has Bradders played a bit of DRS chicken with the Mercedes? He switches back. And even before the DRS kicks in, they're going to go wheel to wheel. That rear wing will open for the Ferrari. Jack might be a sitting duck here. All three of them might get through. Banana Armour just chases down, but he's a little bit far back. Merckx will try and go up the inside of the Ferrari, who leaves him room, and onto the gravel he goes. But he just stays in front, but he gets a 3-second time penalty, and through goes Jack in the Mercedes, through the McLaren and onto the Ferrari. He's going to go a 2-for-1 deal as he goes up towards turn 4. The Ferrari goes late on the brakes, but the Mercedes just holds on. Oh, the Scuderia is through and up to P9. This is a great four-way battle. And what about Ulster? He's just going to stay with Reese. 3 laps to go. Rum and Monkey, really appreciate it, mate. Thank you. Ulster in the house on the back of the Sauber of Reese. Down towards turn 14 and 15 they go. This is really interesting. The Haas driver, they can continue to swap places, but the one that matters is on the very last lap. And Ulster back into the lead of the Grand Prix once more. Here comes Merckx, Banana, Jack and Bradders all within a second of each other. So tight on track and extremely close as well. Merckx in the Papaya McLaren in P11, and he will have the run on Jack and Bradders. And Banana Armour is right back in this tussle as well. And Jack in the Mercedes is going to go for the move on the Scuderia down towards turn 1. The Ferrari just burning as much battery as possible. But we know Bradders likes to go late on the brakes. Oh, and he just swings that Ferrari in front of the Mercedes. Banana Armour is through on Merckx as well, who's just lost a little bit of time through the S's of turn 1 and 2. Banana Armour, he just backs out on Jack this time round. And Jack with a little snap of them rear tyres. And Bradders is clinging on for dear life here as he just slips and slides through turn 4 and 5. It's a really interesting battle, actually. Weymouth, fair play to Weymouth for still continuing. And Nimblecat as well, actually. Wow. I forgot about Nimblecat, but this man right here has been an amazing asset to Formula 7, to the league itself. The drivers just respect him so much. He's such an amazing person. You can tell when you speak to him. His son is very similar as well. They're very respectful people and drivers, and really, really good people as well. So he's been an amazing asset to this community, and a lot of people look up to him as well in terms of the way he handles himself and the way He controls himself on track, and you can see it with the way his son races as well in the silver division. They're just very similar. It's amazing. Reese following Ulster through the S's of turn 5 and 6, and F1 Lexi is now within that DRS train with 2 laps to go. Bananarama on the back of Jack as they go in towards turn 1 and 2. Bradders has held on again, but it is a three-way battle. It's not going to be as easy as F1 Lexi was hoping it would be for the race win. 1.5 laps to go here in Bahrain. F1 Lexi all over the back of these two, and Bananarama on the back of the Mercedes of Jack. Remember, this is for the final 2 points positions for P9 and P10, so really interesting to see what happens. So the Ferrari brothers still holding on. What about Ulster as he comes out of turn 15 and down the pitch straight? Is he saving his battery? What about Reese as well? Here comes F1 Lexi. Reese, is he going to hold off? He's going to move into the lead of the Grand Prix. He's got to. Otherwise, F1 Lexi is going to overtake him. But on the final lap of the Bahrain Grand Prix here in the Gold Division for Formula 7 Racing, it is EVE Reese. There is your race leader from pole position as well. But Ulster is going to chase him down, and Reese is going to try and hold on. F1 Lexi is 7 tenths behind him. Reese goes wide. Ulster goes through. Was that the best decision? They're side by side. Through turn 5 and 6 they go. On the very last lap, Ulster has a snap, and through goes Reese down the inside of turn 8. They're wheel to wheel, side by side, but the Haas gets the exit that he wanted, and Lexi is catching up. Bananarama, Bradders are both been overtaken by Jack, the man from the northeast, is through on the last lap, but Ulster down towards turn 11 he goes, is your race leader. Reese is catching up to him. He's going to go for the move. Reese goes up the inside of turn 11, and the Sauber driver will take the lead of the Grand Prix as they go in towards sector 3 on the last lap. Ulster is all over him. He wants the position back. Reese will push him wide. Here comes F1 Lexi. He has a huge snap. Here comes Reese. Ulster side by side down towards turn 14 and 15. Ulster takes the lead as they come into the final apex. Out of turn 15 they go, down towards the line. Ulster will win. Reese takes P2 by 1,000th of a second to Lexi. Wow. Incredible. Lexi actually beat Reese. Lexi beat Reese, but he had a 3-second time penalty. Paco has just let Jeremy back through. Wow, they must have had a bit of team orders there to say, listen, I'll let you go. If you don't make any positions up, just give it me back. That is driver respect right there. Here comes Bradders, Banana, and Merckx as well. Merckx is going to get Banana on the line. Merckx goes up to P9. I think Jack might move back up there, but Merckx on the line. Wow. What a race. What a race. Right on the line. I'm getting my 3-second removed. No problem, mate. If you do, that's great. F1 Lexi DNF. It's just DNF'd him. Oh, that's so annoying because that's going to really mess up my statistics for the race, because I'm going to have to try and go back and get them all now. I don't know why it retired you, Lexi, but don't worry, mate. That is so annoying, though, for when I'm going through the standings in a minute to get all the statistics for the Grand Prix. So there you have it. On the top step is Ulster. What a race, and the 2 Sauber drivers getting podiums. Banana, I've just seen a message about you trying to take him out on purpose. That's all I've seen at the moment, but let me just finish the stream and I'll have a look. Let's have a look at the final standings. So it is Ulster in the Haas that wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. Evie Reese from pole position finishes right behind him. Then comes F1 Lexi. If he does get that time penalty removed, has beaten Reese by 2/1000ths of a second, which would be probably one of the closest finishes we've had, isn't it? F1 Lexi does get the fastest lap as well, so that is a lot of points for him. Let me just get the tyres for all the statistics. Yeah. Send me a DM, Banana, of your POV, and I'll send it to Jack. Right, there we go, guys. That is it. What a Grand Prix. What a race. What a battle. My tea's just come. Otherwise, I would actually do interviews, but my tea's just come, so I'm going to have that. I've got to be in work. I've got to get up for 4 a.m. to get up for work, and then I go Greece at like 3 a.m. on Tuesday morning, so I've got to go. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you to all the reserves that showed up and helped me out, and thank you to all the gold drivers that can continue to stick with us, and to you guys for watching and supporting Formula 7 as one of the biggest and best racing leagues around. So really appreciate it, guys. I'm so humble and so thankful to all of you guys. But have a good weekend, everybody. Have a good week. Enjoy work, enjoy your time off school, whatever you're doing, and I will see you all